Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that is quite troubling, and it's coming from the Nigerian Senate. So whenever we have insecurity in Nigeria, the first person we want to blame is the president. Of course, he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. But there's another arm of government that is responsible for making laws, reviewing budgets, and making inputs on what we spend on governance, including security. So Adams Oshomole had done something remarkable, but see what his colleagues did. And it was quite shocking. Let's watch this video and we'll return to the meat of the matter.
Adams Oshomole, Comrade Adams Oshomole, raised his hand that he had an addition he would like to make. And this was his addition.
The Senate Committee on Army and Air Force should ensure that we do not only provide more money to the armed forces, that we guide jealously what they use that money to procure. Because under the supervision and oversight of this National Assembly, previous service chiefs diverted money to building universities in their various communities. Those are the kind of resources that should have been used to procure modern technology. And to think that money was being diverted to non-essentials. And as we speak, those institutions are not teaching anything about security. They are just another glorified university. And I believe that if half of those money was used to strengthen NDA in terms of competence of the men, and the rest used to procure modern technology for the armed forces, the armed forces would have been far more competent. Just last year when we were doing the supplementary budget, we saw that the Navy even appropriate money to buy a yacht. That is why the oversight responsibility of this Senate is extremely important, to prevent the armed forces to prioritize in a manner that coincides with what we think the Nigerian Army should be doing.
Very simple. He wanted the House to ensure that there was a committee or whatever in charge to oversee the money that will be given to the military, to ensure that the money will be spent for only that which it was meant to be spent for. Very good, right? Well, I don't think everybody felt that was very good, because there was time to vote.
The additional prayer proposed by distinguished Senator Adams Oshomole is to the effect that we should mandate our Senate committees on defense, Navy, Air Force, Army, and other related security agencies to oversight all appropriations to the armed forces to avoid diversion of such monies from procurements of necessary tools to fight insurgents into unnecessary construction of universities in various domains of the armed forces chiefs. This prayer has been seconded. Those in support of the prayer say aye. Those against say nay.
Even the Senate president was confused, just as I was confused. And we were like, okay, you know what? Uncle, Daddy, President, say it again.
Let me take it again. The prayer is that all the Senate committees on defense, Navy, Air Force, and Army should immediately oversight and monitor that all appropriations made by this hallowed chamber are not diverted by the service chiefs to construction of universities in their communities, as happened in the past, but rather injected into the purchase of weaponry and technological equipment meant to fight insurgencies. This prayer has been seconded. Those in support of this additional prayer say aye, and those against say nay. Okay. The nays have it.
They still said nay, that should not be added. And I asked the question, goodness gracious, did these guys understand what Comrade Adams Oshomole was asking them to do? So they're saying that, no, once we give you monies to buy new pew-pews, that's new, I won't call the name. Somebody calls them pew-pews, I'll call them that, and new boom-booms. That they can use the money to build a university, to build a hospital, to build anything for public good, other than buying equipment for the military. You guys said nay to that? I am wondering. I am suggesting that we get rid of this voice vote thing. Let people vote and have their names added to the pattern of their votes. So we will know, Sir Orele Caro, Unomode of Isoko, something like that, voted no to this, and we'll have it all published. You know, something like that happened in Kenya, and the constituents of some of those reps visited them, not in a very good way. Anyway, they laughed. At the end of that vote, they laughed. And that laughter pained me.
It's clear. So we know who to hold responsible anytime we have insecurity issues in Nigeria. Hold your senator responsible, because they have voted that the military should not be investigated. The military funds that are released to the Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force oversight should not be carried out on them. So these guys are at liberty to spend resources, our taxpayers' money, on building universities in their communities. I think this is coming on the heels of the former Chief of Army Staff, General Buratai Yusuf, who built a university in his village with military money that would have been invested in combating insecurity, in equipping the army, and in strengthening the institution that should have probably worked for the Nigerian populace. It is sad that the Nigerian Senate is a stumbling block. They don't represent anybody there. They represent their pockets, they represent their interests. You now wonder why sometimes you see constituency projects domiciled under the Ministry of Defense, and it's supposed to be in your community, and you wonder, what's this supposed to mean? These guys allegedly have been sharing our money to these senators, and this is why you see what we're experiencing. Even the Senate president was surprised that senators are not interested in carrying out oversight function on resources that is budgeted for defense. We are at the mercy of bandits, kidnappers, criminals, because when those who are supposed to make laws to defend you become those who benefit from resources that should have been used to protect and provide security, then it's a precarious situation we are all in. The Senate is part of Nigeria's problem, and I continue to say, do we need a bicameral legislation in presidential system of government? That's already expensive. What is the Senate really doing for Nigeria? They've been rubber stamps all along. They have not really been defending democracy, and I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been having free passes with them. I've never seen a situation where these guys have blocked or tried to oppose any bill of Mr. President, provided their interests are met. Everything and anything can go. This Senate is the worst Senate in the history of Nigeria's democracy since 1999. We can't probe our military, we can't ask the military questions. Even the Senate won't carry out oversight. It means money is released to the military, whatever they want to do, they do with it. You wonder why most of the best investments in Nigeria are owned by military officers. How much do they really earn? And how much of the funds we release to them truly go into equipping the military? We have billionaires, those who have looted our military institutions, instead of equipping, investing in training of men and weaponry and equipment that should have taken our military to the next level. And the Senate is an accomplice to this crime. Sadly, we have no National Assembly that defends the people. We have no National Assembly that stands in the gap for the people. And it explains why some of these lawmakers don't want to get out of the Senate or House of Reps. They want to perpetually sit there and benefit from these loots. I think any responsible citizen needs to vote out all these guys that are in the Senate today. Almost every one of them said nay to it. It meant that they don't need to go back. Voting these guys back into office is like voting criminals to represent you. The kidnappers are not our problem today. Those who are responsible for our woes are these senators. If you want security to be better, we vote out all these people. We have no leaders. We have those who have gone in there to fend for themselves. And sadly, that was what played out. Even the Senate president that is allegedly seen to be the most corrupt leader that anyone has ever seen was shocked that his senators don't even want anything to do with probing the military. And we want the Nigerian security to be better, I think it is time for us to have a rethink and have a discussion. Why do we need to assign security to these senators and lawmakers? Let's withdraw it. If they think there is no need to have an oversight on security issues, let's withdraw their personal securities and let everybody live freely. Because that's the only way we will have a first-hand information and objectively speak if they truly need to have an oversight on funding of the military. It's a shame that we have no National Assembly. It's a shame that the Senate will align with the military instead of those that have voted them in to loot funds that is earmarked for providing security, training of military men, and equipping the institution as a whole. I'd love to read your comment on this burning issue, and I'll see you in the next video.